Golden Report with me, Medicare Mel. This is our premiere episode, and the goal of the Golden Report is to show the vibrant side of aging. Tell a friend to tune in, because the Golden Report with me, Medicare Mel, is not to be missed. Hello there, and welcome back to the Golden Report, and I am your host, Medicare Mel, where we show the vibrant side of aging. And today we have a very special episode. I am highlighting some of the dynamic people here in Raleigh who are making it happen, and I'm here with none other than real estate developer extraordinaire, Mr. James Montague. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Doing well, doing well.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, listen, you are no stranger to the media. You're actually Raleigh's newsmaker of the year for 2022. Yes, yes. So that means the camera loves you and you love the camera. Is that right?
I love folks.
Yes.
And just so happens that, that love comes across in a way that I can represent people. And they recognize me for it, and I'm honored for that.
Absolutely. And listen, the Newsmaker Award does not come in vain. You're doing some very phenomenal things here in Raleigh and Durham. Actually, totally across North Carolina. Yeah, and you really have been doing it for a while, okay? Yes. So let's talk about that. How did it all start? I know you're here from Raleigh, correct?
Absolutely. Born and raised right here in Raleigh.
Hey there, are you a business owner or business whose product enriches the lives of people 50 and over? Well, guess what? The Golden Report with Medicare Mel may just be the platform for you. We give you the opportunity to reach seniors via in-person, online, television, and radio. So if you would like more information on being a sponsor, go to MedicareMel.com and check out our sponsorship package today. Remember, your next customer could be a click away. All right, so Mr. Montague, you're a local guy, right? Born and raised here in Raleigh.
Yes.
Was real estate development, was that in your spectrum? How did it all start for you?
It started from service. It didn't really start from real estate. I was born and raised in the projects in Southeast Raleigh.
Right.
Cutting hair in my mom's kitchen when I was 14 years old.
Yes.
And that just happened to be how I served people at that time. But then I got into barbering and cosmetology, started my first salon when I was 19. Got successful in that, did platform artistry, traveled around the country doing, different styles and things like that. And then when I turned 26, I got into real estate.
So let me ask you, real estate to barbering, cosmetology, how did that switch come about for you?
Well, I would sit and listen to people, and they would talk about problems. And I'm not the type of person that runs away from problems. When somebody lets me know they're having challenges and problems, I tend to run to the problem and create the solution for that problem and learn how to monetize the solution. And now all I do is find problems and monetize solutions to problems. That's what I do now.
So housing for you is solving a problem.
It's solving a problem.
Okay.
And now it's even bigger problem than it was when I started 20-something years ago. Now affordable housing it's so hard to run across. So it's an unlimited amount of problems that I can solve for people.
I love that, and you're doing it in the right place.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we're going to get into, well, first of all, let's kind of, for those of people who don't know, who may be new to you, let's get into the things that you have done, right? Some of your accomplishments and some of the projects that you have worked on here in Raleigh.
Sure. Well, my first commercial project was Statue Side Business Plaza, shopping center up on the corner of MLK and Rock Quarry. 20,000 square feet, worth $3 million. I built that in 1998. So I've been doing this for a while. Okay. And then I bought the Commerce Center, which is down on Rock Quarry, 3301 Rock Quarry. I developed that, and then I developed this property here, which is called Elders Peak, and I built this in 2004.
So you built this building here from the ground up?
Ground up. Bought the land in 2000, got all the plans approved and all that type of things, and then I built this from the ground up, and I've owned it ever since. And it's been 100% leased out ever since.
I love that. So let's talk about this because I know a lot of people want to get into real estate who are watching this, but they might not feel like they have the money or just even getting the money. I'm guessing you didn't grow up with a silver spoon, right?
Far from it.
Yes. So how did you get the money to even get started to do any of this?
Research, and then also, meeting the right folks and understanding that a lot of times when you're told no, it's not no forever. Sometimes it's no right now. And then what I learned how to do is when someone told me no or they couldn't help me, I went back and said, well, why can't you help me? Right? And then they would tell me, okay, it's because of this reason. So then what I did, I would take the reason they gave me and incorporate it into my plan. You see, so then, as I kept going, my plan gets stronger and stronger. And I get stronger in the knowledge of how to do things. Okay. So that's the approach I take for everything right now.
All right, so listen, I'm about to go deeper with you because, he and I spoke before earlier this year, and people were really enthralled about like your journey into where you're at because I know slated in the next 2 years, you're slated to do like $1 billion.
Right.
Yes, okay. So what were some of the no's that you heard that you took and made your advantage?
Well, I mean, my projections, my 3 to 5 year projections, everybody wants to know, what is the loan to value, the ratios. They want to know what are the projects going to look like, who's going to manage the project, who's going to build the project. I've since become an unlimited licensed general contractor. So now I can build a lot of the projects myself.
All right.
So, that was one of the barriers. They said, well, who's going to be the contractor? How are you going to control the costs? Now that I'm a contractor, I can control the costs. So I incorporated all of that type of thing into the projects. Yes.
I love it. I love it. But that's what you have to do, especially if sometimes you have to do everything, right? Yes. Especially when you don't have the financing to get there. So
sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Right.
Sweat
Right.
equity.
Right.
Sweat equity, which is equity, which is valuable.
It is.
Yes, absolutely. Outside is open, right? COVID is still here, but people are back living, back congregating. So what does that mean? If you're having an event and you want me to come and you want me to come cover it, definitely make sure you reach out to me, all right? And I will come, all right? I'm the party, so I will definitely show up to your event. Let's talk about your success habits before we get into what you have done, what you're currently doing. Let's talk about your success habits. What are they? I know like you wake up very early.
Oh yeah, 3:30 every morning. I've been doing it now for like 20 years. And I get up early, I do meditation, I do my prayer, I get focused, get centered, and I do all that before I start the day. So I'm pretty much normally finished by 12:30, 1 o'clock every day. I'm finished work because I've done my whole job. Now, if I decide to go back and do other things, 3 to 7, that's 2 days of work I got out of one day.
Okay, I love that.
Right.
So what about family? I see your son, he was here earlier, he was helping you out.
Right.
Is there a family? How do they fit into this whole thing?
Well, it's truly a family business. And, the way I look at it is I'm not working for myself anyway, I'm working for my grandkids.
Yes.
So I've got 9 grandkids.
You have 9 grandkids?
9 grandkids and 1 on the way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
From one person?
No. We got 6 kids.
You have 6 children?
Yeah, he was the baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, no, there's one under him that's 18, but he's 25. He's got 2, and then a couple of one of my daughters, the oldest girl, has 4, and then the second daughter, this will be her 3rd.
So, do you have time to spend with everybody, or do they have to come see you at the office?
Well, I do have time to spend with them. Not as much as we used to because we're really busy right now. But I mean, sometimes they come over and ride dirt bikes and things like that. Because most of them are boys. We got 1 girl.
Oh.
Out of all those grandkids, 1 girl. So the rest of them are boys.
All right.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to get your feedback on this, especially for a person, you about to hit $1 billion, okay? So right now, it's this whole mental health, work-life balance revolution, okay? Soft lifestyle. What is your take on this whole thing?
Well, you have to have a work-life balance. Okay. You do. It's not all about the money. Because if you are making a lot of money and you're not here to enjoy it, or if you're sick or unhealthy, that's not helping you. So the best thing to do is just find a place that you feel comfortable. Just so happens that I'm stuck on go. I'm comfortable stuck on go, but I do balance myself because, like I say, I meditate every day. So I learn how to focus and center myself so I don't get distracted by what the world is telling me.
I love that. And didn't you have some health challenges at an early age?
I did.
Okay.
When I was 26, I had a stroke.
Okay.
So it wasn't a choice. I had to actually do something different. I had to learn how to modify my schedule, adjust and adapt to, what was healthy for me. Cut out drinking, cut out meat, I don't eat any meat. I don't drink a bunch of stuff. I drink water. I mean, I'm all the way out there on the health side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you glowing.
Well, I don't want to look my age. I'll be 53 in 2 months.
Wow.
So I don't want to look 53 in 2 months. Nothing wrong with the folks that's 53.
Yes.
I just don't want to look like I'm 53.
Well, maybe this is what 53 looks like now.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. People, people are really taking care of themselves. We had a lady who's 110 years old.
Wow.
Yes, she looks like she's in her 80s. Really? She looks
Okay.
great, and she's coherent. She emails me. Okay, so she was our first episode. So aging looks differently nowadays. It really does. It used to be a time that when a person turned 50,
Right.
they were on their way downhill. No, it's just beginning, I'm sure, for you.
I don't want that. I exercise every day, and I just try to do things that's going to be good because you only get one body.
Yes.
So you need to take care of that body. And, you don't get another body. And also from a mental standpoint, you got to be able to handle all the stresses that come at you. Mm-hmm. And with all the projects that I have going on, if I didn't know how to handle that stuff, it would be a problem for me.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, like in this level of your career right now, what is your number one problem?
Let's see. Number one problem may be which projects not to take.
Really?
Yeah. Because I get projects thrown at me all the time, and the aggressive hood side of me wants to be like, I'll take it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do that one, but see, then you look at it and be like, why did I do that? It took up too much time, too much energy. It was too much headache. I'm not at a stage where I have to do that anymore. So now my major thing is trying to figure out which projects I'm gonna handle and which ones I'm not. Okay. I turn down more projects than I'm doing nowadays.
Okay, well that's amazing. That's definitely a great place to be in. So let's talk about your projects because, you've done shopping centers. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're about to do some commercial real estate, right? Yes. Commercial ventures. Right now we're in a senior building.
Yes, that's called Elders Peak.
Elders Peak,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I built it in 2004. And it was $4.8 million when I built it. But that was before the recession. That was before a whole bunch of stuff. I got an offer about 3 months ago for $10 million for this building.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I didn't take it, so no interest in taking it.
All right.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I don't want to. Well, I don't need to. Number one, that's the one thing about becoming wealthy. You don't have to sell. Mm-hmm. That's one thing you don't have to sell. Once you get to a certain level, you don't have to sell. You sell if you want to. I don't want to. And on top of that, I created this as a senior affordable housing, and I know that if someone was to buy this from me, the first thing I'm going to do is give everybody pink slips. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to go because they're going to have to re-tenant it to pay the type of money that they would have to pay me. They're going to have higher rents. So everybody will have to go.
Hey there, are you a business owner or business whose product enriches the lives of people 50 and over? Well, guess what? The Golden Report with Medicare Mel may just be the platform for you. We give you the opportunity to reach seniors via in-person, online, television, and radio. So if you would like more information on being a sponsor, go to MedicareMel.com and check out our sponsorship package today. Remember, your next customer could be a click away. All right now, Mr. Montague, you have a lot of different projects going on here in the state, approximately 33, is that right?
Yes. Oh, wow, yeah. 33,
Okay,
yeah.
33 projects. Let's talk about one in particular that has definitely generated a lot of interest, the Fayette Place project that is happening in Durham in the Fayetteville Street Corridor, which is a historic African-American corridor in Durham, part of Black Wall Street. It's been a lot of revitalization, okay, in that area, very close to downtown. All right, talk to us a little bit about that project and why that project.
Sure. Well, that project, we were submitted for an RFP about 2 years ago. And when I say we, it's me and my partners, big company called Gilbane and Greystone. Okay. So we formed a partnership, and we call it the Durham Community Partners. We submitted for the RFP for not only that project, but one downtown right there on Main Street. Mm-hmm. And we won both of those RFPs. That together total is about over $400 million in development. Mm-hmm. And we were blessed to get that development, to win that. And we've been going through the planning stages for the last 2 years. And now we finally got the master development agreement with the Durham Housing Authority. And we are set to start on some of that next year. Amazing. Yes.
So what will that include?
That will include some townhouse for sale, home ownership to build equity, because no matter what people talk about, if you don't have ownership in some of that, you don't have equity.
Yes, and let's talk about that, home ownership to build equity, okay? Because I was at the Durham City Council meeting, the Durham Council meetings on the Fayetteville Street Corridor, mm-hmm. and it came up there that another company has a 90-year lease mm-hmm. on that land in the Fayetteville Street Corridor. They decided that they were going to go and let people buy townhomes, but they could not sell them because they couldn't take any equity, out of the townhomes, because the actual land that the townhomes were built on is actually rented. Yes. Right. Yes, so it's a lot. I'm originally from Maryland, DMV area, and I lived in Baltimore. And we see this, they call it urban renewal, what's called gentrification, same problems everywhere. Mm-hmm. How are you going to be part of the solution to this so that we're not left out?
Well, when you do sell, say you buy one of the townhouse units from us, mm-hmm. Even though there is fee simple with the Durham Housing Authority, we still have what's called deed restrictions. Because what you don't want is, you don't want people to buy our townhouse units, right? And then turn around and flip those units. Because then you have true gentrification. So let's just say I buy a townhouse unit for $275, and I sell that unit for $400,000. Well, that unit is no longer affordable. Mm-hmm. From then on, it only goes up. Right. So the next person, say if they sell it for $500,000, $600,000, that is permanently gone from the affordable category. So what we're trying to do is make it so that there will be a limited amount of equity that you can pull out. You can pull out some equity, but a limited amount. And you have to limit it, because if you don't limit it, it's going to change. It'll be done. It's over. So it's trying to find the balance.
This is something. And we'll get to that. So you mentioned a term called fee simple. Right. What does that mean exactly?
Well, what that means is that they sell it with restrictions on it. The housing authority will kind of sell it with restrictions on it. Okay. So we're working through that process right now. Mm-hmm. They normally don't sell land. Normally they lease it right. to a developer to keep it affordable, to ensure that that's affordable. So we're working through that process right now. Okay. And figure out what the best route is.
All right. Yes, I mean, I could see where this definitely is a catch-22, right. because of course it's all about equity, and especially that area is so historic. Right. We are definitely trying to keep it in the community and improve it. Right. So we do want to buy in our community, and we do want to eventually sell and get the equity, because that is how you build wealth. Right. But then, of course, like you pointed out, you do that, it becomes unaffordable.
It's not affordable anymore. And it's gentrified. The whole area becomes gentrified. We don't want that. Okay. So that's one, in all the community meetings that we've had, the neighbors have said, we don't want this area to gentrify. We wanted to keep it, with the historic character of the area.
So let me ask you a question then. Do you think the fact that let's say because a person knows, because usually let's just say this, let's be honest, when you do have a big developer who can come in, or it's a higher income bracket that can come into an area like that, it usually helps with improvements, right? Outside is open, right? COVID is still here, but people are back living, back congregating. So what does that mean? If you're having an event and you want me to come and you want me to come cover it, definitely make sure you reach out to me, all right? And I will come, all right? I'm the party, so I will definitely show up to your event. Hey there, everyone. It is your girl, Medicare Mel, and I am here at the Black Wall Street Wealth event, and I am with the Miss Chisa Penix Brown. She is one of the co-organizers of this event, okay, and also you're on the council for the Durham chapter of the Forward Cities movement, who put this fabulous event together. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, this is a great event for us to be able to do today. My individual company is called Give It to the People, and we do curated conferences. So this was like a natural progression for us to be able to help put something like this together for the community, because it's necessary for people to know what they need in business and just being able to reimagine Black Wall Street.
I love that. I love that. You know, earlier, Justin Minot, he was here. We spoke to him just about, you know, the vision and, you know, bringing the resources to the people and kind of just reimagining what Black Wall Street looks now, like in the 20th century, because it's changed since Black Wall Street has originally, you know, kind of got together. So tell me, what does that look like for you? What does the future of Black Wall Street look like for you?
Definitely. Well, for me, it looks like education, because for me, I'm an educator. I teach people how to start and grow their businesses, how to do their social media, to do their marketing, business coaching. So from my perspective, I always look at what can you as an individual lend to the whole entire movement. And so if more people kind of look at what they can do as an individual, you don't have to do everything, but you can focus on one thing and you can give what you have. And so that's why what we do is give it to the people.
I love it. It all falls right in line. And you're also one of the speakers today, is that right?
Yes, I am one of the speakers. So we'll be talking about wealth and what it looks like now and actually how to build that. And then I'll also be letting people know about some of the events that we have after this, because this is not a one-time thing. Like, this event is a one-time thing, but the work still continues.
So if you're paying $600,000 for a home, of course the area around it is going to improve. You're going to improve that area.
Absolutely.
So how, in the long run, right, so we don't run into another situation that we're having now in Durham, right, where we want funds to improve that area, and if we can't, I guess, bring higher income people in, do you understand what I'm trying to say? In the long run, what is the solution to that? If it's a limited amount of equity that you can even sell your house for or pull out, like, what are your thoughts?
Well, you can't, see, we're only doing 43 townhouses. So we're not going to solve all the problems of that area with 43 townhouses.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sitting on like 3 or 4 acres of land. You know, there's so much space all up and down the Fayetteville Street corridor. The community should have meetings about what they want to see in the rest of the corridor, because we only got 20 acres. And 4 of that is dedicated to the Innovation Center. So when you take out the streets and the sidewalks on it, you might be talking about 10 acres left. So you can't solve all the problems of the community in 10 acres. But there are other companies that are coming in. I think Sterling Bay, a company out of Chicago, just came in and bought like 9 acres across the street. There are people all up and down the corridor that have that land they want to do things with. So, I mean, I'm open to talk to other folks about doing projects in other areas too, in the same vicinity.
Okay. I think that you know, Durham is really going through a renaissance. I live in Durham. Okay. So Durham is special to me, you know. I believe Durham has soul. I lived at different places here when I came here just with my Volkswagen from Maryland. Okay, I moved here sight unseen, just a Volkswagen, living on an air mattress, making it happen in my apartment. And I moved to Cary. Okay. Moved to Cary. It was okay. It was great. Let you decompress from the city, right? Raleigh is fun. I love Raleigh. But to me, Durham has soul. Durham really embraced me. So I have a lot of questions. I'm at these meetings, okay? So I appreciate it. I think that with your project, let's talk about some of the things that are going to be on your or in the project that you are building, okay? Let's talk about that.
Sure. Well, the project that's right on the corridor, Fayetteville Street corridor, is actually going to be the Innovation Center.
Right.
It's a 4-story building, 3-story, 4-story building. That's going to be right on the corner, well, near the corner of Umstead and Fayetteville Street.
Okay.
So there we intend on doing retail on the what's called second floor. It's really the first floor, but the second floor, and then we'll do some mixed use units up top. Residential, maybe you'll have a restaurant or something up there, boutique maybe or something like that. And then underneath we're going to do what's called the True Innovation Center, where you have a workspace. You know how to have those big workspaces now where the young folks and entrepreneurs will be able to come and start businesses and almost act like a hub for an incubator type space. So that's going to be underneath the building on the Merrick Street side.
Okay. And the 43 townhomes.
43 townhouses, so we're going to split those up. So there'll be 20 on Umstead and Grant Street, and then when you go up on Merrick in the corner by Shirley Caesar's houses, you know those houses over there? Mm-hmm. That's going to be like 20-something units there.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Any other apartments that you're going to be building?
Sure. So it's like 600 apartments, different levels of affordability. Some of them at 50%, some at 60%, some at 80% affordable. But that's an agreement that we have with Durham Housing Authority to build those.
Okay. And that's going to be in that Fayetteville Street corridor as well?
In the corridor. That's going to be like when you come and turn off of Fayetteville Street, right there at Umstead and Merrick. That's where it starts at.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. How does it feel to drive by and to see people living in places that you built, shopping at places that you built? What does that feel like for you?
It feels very rewarding, but you know, there's a lot more to do. So sometimes it feels like you're not doing enough, especially when you know how to do this. And I surpassed my 10,000 hours like 20 years ago.
Yes.
So I really, this is all I do, and this is what I know how to do, and I know how to do it well. It's just that I don't have enough time in the day to do as much as I feel like I can do. So it feels good in a way, but in another way it feels like I got to do more.
Okay. That keeps you going, doesn't it?
That keeps me going.
Do you believe in retirement?
No. I'm in a retirement home, but I don't believe in retirement. So I own a retirement home, but me, myself, I don't believe in retirement. I think that because I love what I do, I don't consider it as work. I consider it as doing what I do. It's my passion to do it. So I can't see not doing what I'm doing right now. So why would I retire if I love to do it? Yeah.
I love that. I tell people it's no such thing as retirement in the Bible. Yes.
Right.
Yes. You be an old man.
Right.
You're gonna still be around here. Look, you're gonna
right.
be living upstairs,
Exactly.
putting on your suit.
Getting up doing stuff.
Yes. I love that. All right then. Well, listen, it is always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. I'm sure this will not be our last time talking to each other. We appreciate you. Raleigh appreciates you. Durham appreciates you. North Carolina appreciates you. If there ever was a better man, you are that man to be doing what you're doing and impacting the landscape of this area. You're welcome. So thank you so much. And again, as always, make sure you tell a friend to tune in, because the Golden Report with me, Medicare Mel, is not to be missed.